Hello everybody, how you doing? This is me reading stuff. I'm Robin O'Neill. This is a little known podcast without lofty ambitions. The only ambition here is to share things with you, to say hi, to check in with you. I got no real ads, I got no sponsorship, I got no promotion. I really have nothing except me, my cheap microphone with a kind of jerry-rigged pantyhose thing over it. That was, I got help from my friend D.W. Burnham, and that helped me stop the peas popping as much and that kind of thing. I got royalty-free hip-hop music. What else do I have? Not much else. I have you. You have me. We're a happy family. I've got questions for you today. Let's see what I've got for you. Let's think about what I want to know. I know one. What do you wish you cared less about? Name that. For me, I wish I cared less about my appearance, to be honest with you. I mean, it's not like I'm motivated in life by trying to look good. That's not my biggest thing. I've got callings that have nothing to do with that. So thankfully, I'm not one of those people who's, I mean, no offense to anybody who has, but I'm not getting Botox. I'm not doing a whole lot. But I still wish I cared less about the way I looked. Because I get bummed, you know. I get bummed about the way I look. So that tells me I care, you know. Do you like your own haircut, speaking of appearances? That seems a little backwards. Sorry, I'm turning my AC up. I don't know why. I've had it all cold all day, and now in the hottest moment of the day, it's disgusting in here. So anyway, do you like your haircut? What were you like in junior high school? What were you like in those weird ages of like 12 to 14 or 15? Or whatever age group that is. I'll answer. I'll go first. I was just a nice kid who was good in school, loved making art and arts. Why do we always say arts and crafts? Anyway, I loved that. I loved making earrings. I made a lot of custom t-shirts. I was very invested in my art class and very invested in the Canadian show Secret City. At least I think it was Canadian. Or no. Maybe he's not Canadian, is he? Well, I turn a lot of these PBS and Nickelodeon shows into Canadian shows. But anyway, Commander Mark was his name, and he encouraged you to go hide away in a corner of your house and start making drawings. So I went ahead and took that and ran with it and made a whole living out of it. So thank you, Commander Mark. I've always said I want to have like a one-on-one with the guy who is Commander Mark. He had like crayons and markers in like ammo sleeves, if you know what I'm talking about. It was so amazing. I'm all of a sudden feeling very sick, by the way. I don't know what's going on. I might need to go take my temperature. I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, nope, just a regular old temperature, regular non-fever, but I'm like shaking and weird feeling. Oh, well, the thing is that I've been sick for the last 24 hours. I don't know what's going on, and I did have a fever last night. I'm just feeling disgusting. I don't know if I ate something. Anyway, okay, a couple more questions. Who's the nicest person you've ever known? And also, who's the biggest asshole you've ever known personally? Are you a calm person? I'm not a calm person. I asked that on my Instagram stories recently, and I couldn't believe it was like half and half. Half of the people were calm, and half of them said no. It was amazing. Hold on. I got to take some water. I have been making something that I'd like to share with you guys with all the tomatoes from my garden, which they're just going nuts right now in the best way possible. And if you've ever been to Spain, there's a Spanish breakfast toast that's just toast with the pulp of a tomato grated. Like you just grate your tomato and leave out the skin and obviously the core. And you just, on the toast, you get one garlic clove and you cut it in half or tear it in half and you spread the garlic clove. You just, basically the essence of garlic goes onto the toast and that's it. And then you put the tomato pulp on top and then you sprinkle it with some nice salt and that's it. And it is so unbelievably good. And I remember getting that for breakfast in Spain. And I've just never thought about grating a tomato like that. I don't know why, because it's so easy and perfect. Anyway, so fresh, so awesome, and that little bit of garlic flavor is so nice. So anyway, that's my little hot tip for you guys today. Let's hear from my dad.
I'm Robin O'Neill's dad, Jim. And I'll tell you something. If I'm looking for something special for someone, I always go to robinoneil.com/shop.
He has a point, you guys. You should check it out. I want to thank everybody who is listening, and those of you who recently told a friend about the podcast. That's one thing you guys can do for me. I don't ask for money or donations or bore you with traditional ads anyway. I just started this one with my dad, which I think is just mainly for fun. But if you do tell your friends about this, that would be wonderful. And I really want to thank anyone who signed up for my newsletter on my website. And to those of you who ordered stuff from my shop this week during the launch, you are the absolute best. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Having support in this shop of mine means so much. And as always, there's still some available items, and you can always get my big old coffee table book of my 20 years of drawings. If you haven't done that, go for it. And right now is a good time to do it because I'm still offering the coupon code all caps STUFF at checkout, and that gets you free shipping for a limited time. All right, by the way, to any of you guys out there, and I know there's a few of you who love Animal Crossing like me on the Nintendo Switch, I completed my Critterpedia today. I got the golden stag. That was the last thing I needed. I can't believe it. That means I have everything in the insects, everything in the sea creatures, and everything in, what's the other thing? What the hell? Sea creatures, well, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. Insects, sea creatures, and fish. Hello. So anyway, that was a big deal to anybody out there who knows Animal Crossing. You know that means success. I have every flower. I have everything. I have every recipe somehow that I know of, anything that's out. I don't think there's anything I'm missing. So that's kind of nuts, right? Anyway, sorry to bore you guys for those of you who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but just know that Animal Crossing is a cute little game that you create your own little world, and little animals move onto your island, and you give them presents, and you celebrate their birthday, and they give you stuff. It's just very nice. What else? Sorry, you guys. I'm just not feeling well, but I want to stay true to my word about recording every single Thursday. So that's what I'm here to do and to read to you. Oh my God, whoa, am I enjoying another book I'm reading now. I've been actually getting into reading novels again, which hasn't happened for a long time. I'm reading The Only Good Indian. Let's make sure I say the writer's full name, because I know it's a three-name name. Stephen Graham Jones. I've heard great things about him. This is another recommendation from Erica. In fact, she said to me, if I don't get to talk to somebody about this book, I'm going to be very upset. I'm not sure that you're going to like it. It's basically a horror novel. And that's always fun for me. That's like a guilty pleasure. It's not even a guilty pleasure. It's just like, that just feels good to read horror. So, and I've been wanting to read The Exorcist, by the way, because I've never read that. Of course, I've seen the movie when I was 5 years old. So anyway, and I'm about halfway through The Only Good Indians, and I am obsessed. So if anybody out there has read that book or any Stephen Graham Jones, get back to me, talk to me. I'd love to know your thoughts. Don't give me any spoilers, though. So anyway, I wanted to tell you guys, it's nice to be able to, back to Animal Crossing, too, and reading novels. I've needed quite a bit of escapism lately. There's been a lot of stuff going on with me personally, and just some rough things besides my health being terrible. And also the world, the state of everything is just, here we had a little taste of excitement and happiness and things getting better, and now we're where we are. And I think that I handled everything much better last year than I am this year, and I am not doing so good about it. And the little bit, like, our county was the only one in Washington to go back to requiring masks again. And they were the first to do that. And now our whole state is in a mask mandate and all this stuff. But anyway, they're starting Monday, I guess. So the first day after I opened my shop back up and had a lot of orders to send, I was just running in. I was just doing actually one order this first day. I can't remember why that was. And I just wasn't thinking, to be honest with you. It was early. I'm tired. It had just started, this new, our county needed masks. And I'm so used to going into UPS now without the masks, right? And I walk in and they know me, so I just have to put my package in this one area. That is, I'm not exaggerating, 2 feet from the door. And I walk in and I start to put my package in that area 2 feet from the door, and this guy working there, who, again, I know, he's always there and I like this guy a lot. Anyway, he basically yelled at me and told me I wasn't allowed in without a mask. And I was just shocked. Again, it's not like I deliberately did this or wanted to cause a scene or a fight or whatever. I didn't mean to. It was just an accident. I'm just like, the hostility that I was met with over something like this is just so upsetting, especially because, as you guys may know or may not know if you're new, I do not break rules. I do what I'm told, like to an embarrassing degree. I just am not one to cause a scene. I'm not one, I don't like getting in trouble. I just don't like it. I mean, even at this age, at age 44 or whatever age I am, I don't even know what age I am anymore. I think I'm 44. I still will cry if I get in trouble. I'm so surprised I didn't cry. I just got sort of stunned and upset and, decided, as I always do, because I am so hyperbolic and extreme. I'm like, that's it. I'm never going anywhere ever again. I am staying in my studio. I'm getting all my groceries delivered. I am never leaving the house. And the thing with that is, like, that's all fun and games. And I know I don't really mean it, but I do want to mean it. I wish I had a life where it was possible. But what that means is that I'm mentally not doing so hot, because as you guys may also know, if you've listened in the past, at my darkest time of my life, I really didn't leave the house for, I don't even know how long, a half a year. And I can easily slip into that kind of isolation, which, as appealing as it is, as much as I want to be Howard Hughes, living in a room, rewatching the same movie and over and over, and I really do, I mean, that just appeals to my soul. I know that that is not a healthy way to live, and that's not good for me or for the people I love. And too bad for me. I happen to have a lot of people I love and care about and who love me, and so I can't do that. But it's very easy for me to just distance myself from everything because it's so much easier, and especially now. So anyway, I know a lot of you guys are going through similar things, I'm sure. This is just too much at this point. I could go on, but I'm not going to. But I'm not happy and, just sick of this. I mean, here we are. Nothing's changed now. So, all right. Sorry to be a bummer, but let me pick up the book I'm going to read. All right, I'm back. How you guys doing? I'm ready to read. By the way, Damien thought what happened to me earlier was maybe an anxiety attack. It could have been. Have you guys ever had an anxiety attack that feels like you're getting a sudden fever? I was also kind of shaking, like my hands were shaking a lot. I have since, by the way, that was about an hour and a half ago. I have since gone to eat dinner, which Damien made for us, which was delicious. It was bacon-wrapped chicken thighs with scalloped potatoes, fire-roasted corn, green beans, and all with a lot of spices and thyme from our garden. I love it whenever he's making something and he says, hey, could you go get me a couple of sprigs of thyme from the garden, or rosemary or oregano or whatever it is. I always get very excited to do that. Anyway, sorry, this is like 100% about food and me being sick. Like two really visceral things happening right now. Anyway, oh my God, and Damien got me a cinnamon twist donut for dessert. So Maybe that's all I really need. That's why I'm feeling sick. I haven't had a donut in a while. Donuts are my favorite dessert, I would have to say. All right, so I'm going to be reading somebody who I've read on here quite often, Tomas Tranströmer from The Great Enigma. This is New Collected Poems. This was put out on, I think, New Directions. Yeah, New Directions, which everybody knows I love. That's known by everybody. This came out in 2006. Tomas Tranströmer was a Swedish poet. He died in 2015. He did live a long life, which is always good. I always like reporting that about any of the people I read on here. He was also a psychologist, by the way, and I have a particular affinity for poets who had other, quote, regular jobs. I always like those people. So he's one of those. And if I did read this one on here, knowing me, I probably did. But we're going to read it again. This is called Below Zero. And by the way, I'll put a link in the description for where you can purchase this book. And you definitely should. Remember, buy books, buy them from the actual publishing companies, buy them from imprints, buy them from your independent booksellers. And sorry, by the way, if this is your first time listening to me, I normally don't sound so blasé. I sound like I don't have a lot of life in me, but it's only because I don't feel well. All right, Below Zero. We are at a party that doesn't love us. At last, the party lets its mask drop and shows itself for what it really is. A marshalling yard. Cold colossi stand on rails in the mist. Chalk scribbled on the wagon doors. It shouldn't be said, but there is much suppressed violence here. That's why the components are so heavy, and why it's so hard to see something else, too. A little reflection from a mirror, flitting on the house walls and gliding through the unknowing forest of glimmering faces. A biblical text that was never written. Come unto me, for I am full of contradictions like you. Tomorrow I am working in another town. I swish toward it through the morning hour, which is like a big, dark blue cylinder. Orion hangs above the ground frost. Children are standing in a silent cluster, waiting for the school bus. Children no one prays for. The light is growing slowly as our hair. That is Below Zero by Tomas Tranströmer. This book is just endlessly entertaining. I've read it and reread all of the poems in it so many times that it's just, I can assure you that I don't see how any of you would find it boring. I just don't believe you would. So anyway, that's a weird, that's like a backwards comment. One thing about this book is you won't find it boring. It's way better than that. I promise. I'm just not doing a good job in my descriptions. Let's see what it says on the back. Maybe somebody else has something awesome. Well, first of all, he won the Nobel Prize. So, the Nobel Prize Committee said, through his condensed, translucent images, Tranströmer gives us fresh access to reality. Oh, and Seamus Heaney, the other Nobel laureate, in its delicate hovering between the responsibilities of the social world and the invitations of a world of possibly numinous reality, Tranströmer's poetry permits us to be happily certain of our own uncertainties. Like the animals in Rilke's first sonnet to Orpheus, they are alive to the gods' music, which makes a temple deep inside their hearing. That's beautiful, huh? This was, translated by Robin with an I, Fulton. I think that's all I've got, you guys. I'm going to let you get the hell out of here and get on with your lives. Go do your thing. Do some nighttime reading. Take a bath. Whoa, sorry. I just knocked my mic around. Maybe do some nighttime yoga. These are things I should be doing. Maybe I'm a little bit depressed, too, because I haven't been physically active like I was. But I have my reasons. If I get back into it, I've got other problems that kind of creep up. So anyway, I'm trying my best. I'm going to try to feel better next week. I think about you guys all the time. And thank you for everyone who tuned in to the Instagram Live Home Robin Network. I saw a lot of familiar names from Me Reading Stuff listeners on there, and that made me very, very happy. So thank you for being there and for being involved and for, I don't know. I just feel a lot of support from you guys, and I appreciate it. Again, be kind to me. I'm not doing so well, and I feel like I shouldn't have even recorded this, but I think it's about keeping you company. I mean, I think that's kind of what this podcast is, as weird as it is, and people say that that's what it does for them. So if it does that for you, then it is the least I can do. It's something I like to do in my life. And if it doesn't do that for you, and if you just listen to this and are just disturbed by my presence, then I don't blame you. But I'm not always such a downer. All right, you guys. Well, please take good care this week. I will try to do the same. I love you, and good night.